All right, Jim. So, what are we talking about in today's Scrum chat?
Today, Duncan, we are going to talk about what is the mindset that's required to make Scrum work for you.
Sounds deep.
Let's do it.
So, a lot of teams and organizations, when they're starting out with Scrum, focus very much on the process. But the process alone probably isn't going to get you the outcomes that you want. And by the way, if you find this content useful, interesting, or at least entertaining, a like or a subscribe would be awesome.
One of the cool things about a Scrum Agile approach to work is that we focus on the outcome and then we figure out how to achieve that. And if things aren't going the way we want, we change that as we go along. We're less dogmatic, we're less prescriptive.
I love that you say that. I love that you say less dogmatic because a lot of people do think that Scrum is dogmatic, and I don't agree. I think that technical people often just want to focus on technical problems, and Scrum demands that they focus on value and outcomes as well.
What you said there is technical people want to solve technical problems, which is true. But the problem we're trying to solve here is bigger than that. The problem we're trying to solve here is focused on the outcome. What does this team need to do to deliver the thing our customers want? What's going to make this thing amazing? Now, if somebody could tell the team the steps they need to follow to make that thing happen, that would be great. However, the reality is we're working in a complex space here, and no one can tell the team what they need to do to solve those problems. What Scrum helps us with is that team accepting accountability, that it's their job to solve those problems, and they need to dig a little bit deeper. They need to look beyond the steps that they're told they need to do, but to actually think about how do we deliver value? What's the best way to do that?
Exactly. For complex problems, we need empowered, self organizing or self managing now teams. And that means teams that are able and motivated to find their own solutions. And we talk about the benefits of autonomy and mastery and purpose, but the teams need to understand what that means and they need to embrace it.
I found with teams too, it's kind of like drawing back the curtain to show teams that you can work in this way. You can be trusted to solve problems. The organization will trust you to be accountable for your own work. It makes it difficult because suddenly that's your problem to solve, but it makes it better because suddenly that's your problem to solve and you can solve it in your own way. It's more rewarding, it's more creative, and you're not within the confines of what the organization says you need to do. Suddenly you're empowered to do anything. Like if you need a new environment to be able to change a thing, you can ask for that environment to change a thing and you can see how that works. We're not scared of failure anymore. We don't have to be sure that something's going to work before we try it. That's how I've found it more liberating, that it's okay to try something and it doesn't work. And that's the mindset that I've found most rewarding in this.
So, if I can summarize what you're saying that our teams need the courage to try and sometimes fail. And they need to have that focus on the goals of the team. And they need to be committed so that they're working together. And they need to respect one another. And they need to be open about progress, problems, but also open to different ways of working.
I think what we're saying, Dunk, we've reached the Scrum values here. The agile mindset is embodied by living the Scrum values.
Absolutely. And success with Scrum depends on our teams becoming proficient at living these values. I'm sure I've read that somewhere.
Textbook. What was that? Oh, it's Scrum chat.